about sex, and it's like I'm just like anybody else. I'm just a normal guy. And I think that's a kiddush Hashem. I think like you're going out there and you're saying like, hey, you know, for me, Jews are just normal people. Rabbis are just normal guys.
Is there anything that you won't talk about for the sake of comedy, even if it's really funny?
I don't go into like my private life or anything, you know. When I'm on stage, I like leave people out of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, like I'm not talking about my family or anything like that when I go up on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I keep that stuff private.
Okay, I understand that. Anything else?
I'm sure there is. I just can't think of it.
Do you ever? So you're not? Do you have this sensation? Oh, I wish I could say X or Y. It'd be really funny, but I'm not going to do it for whatever reason.
Depends on the room. If like the people are, you know, drinking and there's a bunch of goyim, I'll say whatever I want, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm in a room and there happens to be some Jews in there, I'm going to be like extra careful, because here's the problem: I don't like performing for Jewish audiences, and that's why I don't generally ever play for Jews, a room full of Jews, because they can't handle me on stage. They can't handle me on stage, and then I got to watch everything that I say, because somebody's going to get offended by the fact that a rabbi, a frummy, is saying these things. So I can't say certain things. They can't. If I talk about sex, I'm going to lose the audience. If I start making a dick joke, audience is gone. I mean, they just can't. They're going to start screaming at me. Move on. We don't want to talk about that. I do the same joke in a room full of Sephardic Jews, they'll laugh their asses off. I make the same joke in a room full of Catholics. Are you kidding me? Catholics? I'll blow them away. The roof will fly off the top. Catholics love that crap.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I make it my ultimate wet dream is to play a room full of Catholic people, and I would call that room a church. And I may get that opportunity very soon, because somebody wants me to perform at a church, and I can't wait. I'm going to kill that room.
What about a room full of secular Jews?
Again, it's not the question of Frummies versus secular so much as it's a question of Ashkenazi versus Sephardim. You've got a room full only of Ashkenazi Jews, even if they're secular, there could be problems.
But they're not going to care if you tell sex jokes.
Nah, not so much, but they're kind of like not comfortable with the fact that a rabbi's saying it, because they still have this. See, here's the problem. The problem is that unfortunately they like put me on a pedestal. They think like a rabbi is like some special. This is the problem. Like with Lubavitch, they've deified. Is that the word? Because I'm not sure if it's deified or deificate, but I think deificate sounds too much like defecate. So
deify.
I don't want to get there. They deify their rabbis, and they put them like on a pedestal, and then they expect you to be like Jesus Christ, and you're like some perfect person because you call yourself a rabbi, right?
Yeah.
And a rabbi is just a teacher. A rabbi is just a teacher. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything else than that. It doesn't mean holy man. We have different words for that. You know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't even mean a wise man. A wise man is a chacham, you know, and a tzaddik is a righteous man. What's a rabbi? A rabbi just means a teacher. He's like your third grade teacher. He's not a holy guy. He's the guy who knows more than you do.
Yeah.
Right? Then you can grow up and you can know more than him. Big deal. That's all it is. It's just I teach people. Big deal. Right? Right? So, I mean, it's like, I'm not holy. I'm not on a pedestal. I don't put myself up there. Right? But they put me up there. And then when I do anything that breaks their mold, they have a problem.
Yeah.
So you know what the way to deal with this is, because I'm never going to fit their mold.
Yeah.
Rabbi Rabbs is never going to fit the mold set for him by these people.
It's like they're crucifying you on a cross. They're like nailing those nails into your hands and your feet.
No, I think it's more like this. They're setting the bar way up high. I can't even reach the damn bar, okay? I can't get on stage because I can't get on the bar. And they expect, like, you know, the bar is set so high, how holy I have to be to get on that stage. I can't do it. So I don't want them in the room. I don't want them in the room. How's that? That's why I like playing for Catholic. You know what?
Practically a pogrom.
Yes. All right, what else? Is anybody still watching this, by the way?
Who are your heroes?
My heroes? My heroes. I like a lot of the tzaddikim that are talked about in the Gemara, in Tanakh. You know, some of the people from that. I think that they're unbelievable. There's no way we could ever even comprehend how much they knew and how much they what's the word I want? How much they knew, how much they did. It's unbelievable. You know, and today we're at a low majority. I mean, people don't even understand how low we are today. We're not these people. So it's our ancestors who they're my heroes. You know, like anybody in this generation.
What about Lenny Bruce or Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh, you're looking for like, you know...
No, anyone. I'm just wondering.
People. You know what? Let's put a plug in for this guy. John Wooden died this weekend. Yeah. To me, this guy was special. You know, he lived to like 100 years old. He was special, and I was fortunate enough to see him speak like 40 years ago when I was a kid. And this guy was a mensch on and off the court. You know, and I could learn from him. You know, he's not Jewish or anything. I could learn from this guy. He was a tremendous individual. Everybody loved working for him or playing for him. You know, it's like everybody only has good things to say about him, and his stories are unbelievable. And everybody, we just won. You know, I grew up a UCLA fan, and we just won every year. That's what we did with that guy. You know, and he never cheated, or it was just, he was a great guy. And in comedy, I see myself. Here's my role models, or whatever you want to call it. You know, the people I pattern myself after. Andy Kaufman and Howard Stern. I see myself like this. You combine Howard Stern with Andy Kaufman. Okay, you mix them together, and you send them to 6 yeshivas in 10 years, and out comes Rabbi Rabbs. And those who are wise can figure that one out.
So were you a bit of a handful in class in yeshiva?
I got kicked out of the best of yeshivas around. I never fit in. I don't fit in anywhere. I've never fit in. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I don't fit in. So there wasn't like one place like I ever really fit in. You know. So I made the circuit.
What was the hardest part of becoming a rabbi?
Well, I never really wanted to be one, to be honest. I sort of got shanghaied. Is that the word? I got taken. It just sort of happened, you know. I was planning, like, I didn't really have plans. I didn't really like think about the future. I was learning, and that's what I was doing. I was learning. And then I got an offer, whatever. Hey, why don't you do this? Become a rabbi, and we got a job for you. And you know, it's like, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And then everybody said, do it. Okay. So I did it. And so the next thing you know, I was a rabbi, and the next thing you know, I was working. It's like, that's how it happened. It wasn't like something I ever really wanted to do. I just wanted to learn Torah. I was learning Lishma. That's the way you're supposed to learn. Just learn to learn. And that's all I wanted to do, was just learn Torah and know it. And that's what I was doing. You know. But they made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
What are the biggest misconceptions that people have of you when they just know you from your comedy?
Well, again, are they Ashkenazi Jews? Are we talking about, or are we talking about anybody, or
anyone? I mean, you've built up a certain image as a comedian,
right? And
then some people only know the image, and then they encounter you, the human being. I assume certain familiar problems keep cropping up.
Right. You know, this would be good time that we should interview other people. I really can't answer for other people, but
you can answer for yourself, problems that you have. You've created a monster, Rabbi Rabbs.
Right.
Now, what's it like dealing with the consequences of this comic creation that you've made in your real life?